Hey everybody, welcome back to Starlight Society. This is our weekly oh, that was a well-timed howl. Um, this is our weekly Thursday Forbidden Lands game on the Greyhawk channel. And last week here actually I can switch over to the tabletop view. Last week our party was exploring from Schwarzenbrunnen, going north to Hamletsburg, where they discovered a problem with some local wolves in the forests to the west. And upon exploring that, they found that the wolves seemed to be a little more organized than you would expect even wolves to be, and that there was some kind of dark, large wolf or something in that of that nature over in the hills farther to the west that is potentially controlling these. So, before we get started, I'm going to have everyone go through and introduce themselves. We'll just go left to right as I have them on the screen here. So why don't we start with Ian?
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Sin, a half-elf hunter, and he is quite the drunk, to say the least.
A little bit. I think I picked up on that last session, just a tiny bit. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. He's just has a lot of weird problems and is very, not a people person.
Okay.
Not at all.
And, right next to him is Skitters, our tiefling.
Hi, I'm Shauna, playing Skitters, a little tiefling who also has fuel problems, probably because she was raised by vermin. So she'll, just eat things, steal things, get in things' face, and try and bite them. So, yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. It seems like audio is quiet for folks. Let's...
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
Oh.
Okay, so it's there. So going on... Oh, my stream actually froze for a moment.
Obviously, me that cool familiar.
So how are the player audio now? Are you able to hear us fine?
Hopefully it sounds okay now.
Can you hear us?
The slight stream delay.
Yeah, stream delays are a pain.
Alright, we'll find out. I know.
Greetings, Monica. Can you hear us?
Honestly,
How is it now, brown cow?
Still quieter. Okay. So why don't we do this a bit? Okay, can somebody say something to test out?
Hello.
Something to test us out?
Really?
It's quite loud in my ears, but
Really?
I'll need to mess with my headphones at some point.
You should be used to me being loud.
No, we got a much better. So,
Excellent.
There we go.
Skitters, do you want to go ahead and go again?
Oh, yes. Shauna, I'm Skitters, a tiefling rogue who was, in fact, raised by probably city vermin. So that maybe explains how she acts a little bit, eating raw wolf meat, eating trash, that sort of thing.
Poor wolves.
Are they?
Okay, then I'm the alien. I mostly play a lot of RPGs, and I tweet a lot about role-playing games, safety tools, and gender and sex issues, especially around bisexuality. Happy Pride Month, everyone. I like to run a bunch of different game systems, so I've been having fun getting used to this one. So next up is Sorry.
I am Punicorn, and I to continue along the theme of not a people person. I was not raised by anything. I am a halfling, druid, street urchin, shapeshifter, animal person. Don't like people. Really don't like goblins.
Oh, wow.
I wonder why that happened.
I know whose breakfast I'm pooping in tomorrow.
And Blatt, you want to go?
Hi, I'm Marathi. I am playing Black, A goblin sorcerer with grandeur issues. Yes. I don't like wolves either. I like to eat wolves. I like halflings.
For dinner.
Yes. They're tasty.
Poor Blatt.
Poor Blatt.
I mean, it was you.
I am the adorable cherubic one. All right.
And humble too.
So, I'm
Okay, and before we kick off, I do want to warn everyone. I've had a couple internet issues at different points throughout today. It seems to be fine at the moment. So if anything happens, I will try to get the stream back up as soon as we can.
If everything dies, it's the halfling's fault.
It's probably the goblins' fault, actually. Goblins are very closely related to gremlins, and we all know that gremlins cause everything that fails to function. So.
When in doubt, blame the goblin.
I mean, I'll take the blame. I probably tried to talk to it, and it didn't want to talk.
And there's probably things that Skitters does that Black gets blamed for.
Okay, so...
And this is why she's always sorry.
Okay, so...
it begins.
We pick up in the hex view. If I remember correctly, we are now in the afternoon quarter day. So, what would you all like to do?
I come back from the hunt and just drop off these 5 just giant deer steaks in the middle of camp, plop it down, 3 massive deer pelts over my shoulder, and say, lunch. And I'll take the pelts off and roll them up and put them in my pack and look to Blatt and say, these are not for eating.
Skitters heard you come in, just like she was probably taking a nap, finishing up her nap, and she like wastes attention, just immediately runs toward whatever thing is left alone and just immediately starts eating it.
Wait, Skitters, wait, bug, offward.
Here, have some.
I'll grab like a chunk and pull it to the side and go, we can eat that. We're part of that. See, we don't need to cook that bit. I got an idea. Because Sin and Story get really ticked off when all they have is like uncooked food and stuff. I'll get an idea. I'll grab stuff across to the side and start like chopping it up like into like sections and look about and be like, who's got a pot? I'll look at Sin.
I will.
You look prepared.
I go over to your helmet, take it off your head.
It's a leather helmet, you nutter. You're not cooking leather. Put it back on again.
You're not that creative, are you?
What? I was about to set it on fire. I'm not going to set my helmet on fire, you nutter.
Look, I have this, and I point to the bow. This, point to the quiver, and that, and I point over to the tent.
You got any thick bits of wood? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I've got an idea. Right, are there any bits of like wood or stakes or like big thick like sections of wood? Something that I could basically make a couple of Y spikes and a spit with. Since I have warrior
next to a forest.
Yeah, I'd say it's reasonable with how close you are to the woods that you could find something, especially since you were going and foraging anyways when you had done your last quarter day. So it's reasonable that you found some of that. All right,
Skitters, give me an end. Right, and I'll basically set up like effectively a spit over where we could build a fire and like have Skitters help me just for speed and like set up an actual proper fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll kind of look about and be like, I'll look at Sin, be like, you're good at setting fires, right?
Can be.
And I'll just point at the fire, the fire that's set up and ready.
So,
I'll pick up a rock and it's like a set of rocks and try to spark a fire.
So I do want to note, if you're planning on using the chef talent to cook, it does take a quarter day to do.
Yep.
So if you are planning on, if you're planning on doing that right now, you'll all need to commit to this being a quarter day activity.
Well, I can set it all up, and if they don't want to actually stop for the quarter day, then we can just leave it, and I'll stick it I'll raise it so that it's like holding the meat up high so that ground animals can't get to it while we're away.
Okay.
I do have something that I could go do while you all are cooking for me, which I appreciate.
Besides going through our stuff.
I did that while you were out hunting.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't do
okay.
that.
Okay.
I would there's like animals out here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Weren't any animals in the forest?
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
then
it's mostly like small game like rabbits and mice and stuff, and there's not like a ton of them because it is somewhat of an open plains area, but yeah.
Right. Okay, I will turn into a rabbit and go and find a rabbit warren, and then I want to talk to them.
Okay. So I think it's reasonable that you could just spend, especially if you are all spending an entire quarter day. So I do want to get everybody's okay before we commit to spending a quarter day. So spending a quarter day cooking in Blatt's case, turning into a rabbit in Sari's. What about Skitters and Sin? What do you two want to do?
Sin would probably want to go to the edge of the forest and just keep an eye on the inside and maybe like up against a tree, bow drawn, arrow knocked, and just keeping an eye out for any wolves that might come to act hostile towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Basically protecting Blatt.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Skitters, considering she stayed on watch overnight, is gonna go back to sleep, and just considering everyone's on alert, she's gonna go kind of back into her like little like tent and just kind of like take a nap.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not.
You wake to the glorious smell of cooked food.
Sin, I'm not gonna make you roll anything for keeping watch. It's mostly the same pattern they had before, where they are like it seems to be shifts of wolves coming and just staring at you, rotating roughly every couple of hours. Because remember, a quarter day is 6 hours.
Yeah.
Skitters, you sleep soundly while everyone else is doing stuff. So let's take care of Blatt's thing first, because the cooking roll will be the quickest, and then we can take care of Sari's. So Blatt, the cook talent, or the chef talent.
I can turn D6 units of vegetable, meat, or fish into food.
Okay.
I need a fire, takes a quarter day. If I had a proper kitchen, I could cook up to 12 instead of just up to 6. That's pretty much it. I can just turn up to D6 units of food, so I guess it's a D6 roll.
Well, first of all, how many? So I believe it would be from Sin's hunt. Sin, how much meat did you get on your hunt?
5 sets of meat.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Marathi, go ahead and give me a D6 and see how much of that you managed to cook.
Just in case, I will ask Skitters whether she would prefer it raw or cooked.
Whatever
before she goes to sleep.
Whatever's left.
All right. So if I manage to cook it all, you're fine with that. If not, you're also fine with that.
The others are more picky. I'll take whatever.
I like to mix my cooked and my uncooked food together. Makes for a nice taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. As any chefs in the audience are like, no! Why would you do that? I would also like to know where my dice thingy went. D6.
Oof, only 1. Okay. So
I am getting used to this whole cooking thing, so at least there is some cooked food.
So what happens here is Sin, lower the number of meat things that you have in your inventory, and then one of you is going to be able to increase your food consumable by 1 die type. So who is going to increase their food consumable? I assume it's Sari. Sari's the one who wanted the cooked meat.
Nope. Sari is able to turn into an animal and eat uncooked meat. So give it to Sin.
You have no evidence of that.
You admitted to it. You admitted to it a quarter day ago.
So increase my my die size by 1.
Yes. Yep, goes up by 1 die type.
Alright, cool.
And I will spike. I'll leave one. I'll leave 2 units of like uncooked food down, and I will spike up 3 more units of cooked food so that ground animals can't get to it. Just in the hopes that we can go up, beat up a thing, come back, and I can attempt to recook this before we go back to the town.
Okay.
Or if we're stuck out here for some more time because we can't deal with it in one go, we have a food store. Also, it might draw other animals out into the open that like Sim can hunt or can talk to, depending on how we feel at the time.
How we feel about that particular animal.
Depending on who gets there first.
So, sorry, turning into a rabbit and going out. I'm gonna say like you've got a reasonable chance. Like it's reasonable to just say that you find a rabbit warren or something along those lines. So, what would you like to do with talking to them?
I assume that I have to cast animal speech. Yeah.
Yes, you would.
Okay. So, let's clear that. Click the thing. Roll. So I get a question, yeah?
So you rolled okay, so you didn't get any other willpower, so yeah, it looks like one question, because power level 1.
I used one. Okay. I would like to know let me see if I can figure out how to word it in one question.
Worst case scenario, like if you want to, like you don't have to ask the exact question. If you want to like describe what you're asking about, that's fine too.
Okay. Well, all the animals in the woods are gone except for the wolves, and so I'd like to know. What I'd like to know is, did they like leave the woods, or did they like disappear, or did they all like go underground, or
Okay.
you know, like
So I think after going around, and you actually, we'll kind of say that you ended up getting bits and pieces from a few different animals.
rabbits are notoriously jumpy.
So so you ask around a bit, and they kind of just like they keep referring to the forest as the dark place that used to be the food place, and they're just talking about the hunters are corrupted. The hunters are corrupted. And you definitely get the impression that they were kind of chased out because they were being like, it wasn't hunters like a wolf taking like one rabbit every now and then to eat. It was like they were hunting them down and trying to eradicate them.
Okay.
And I think at one point they probably say that the hunters claim the forest as their own.
Well, we're not okay with that.
Also, if you want to influence rabbits, remember to take alcohol with you. They're always drunk because they're always drinking beer, unlimited amount of hops.
Hoppy.
Long road. Yeah. So next,
I blame Cass. not because she like tells me to do this. She lets me away with it.
Yeah. While I'm a rabbit, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat some grass and clover and dandelions.
Okay. So we will count that as you having eaten for this day. Okay, so I assume that you're going back to the camp afterwards, or
Yeah.
Okay, so it's now the evening quarter day,
Just for flavor, while I'm keeping watch, I'm looking over and seeing Blatt fail on multiple occasions, cooking his meat.
I was successful. I managed to cook one because I was taking my time and making sure not to burn it because I knew you'd be snarky at me if I burnt your food. It just took me longer than I thought because I'm not used to cooking food. I also love how you're letting the goblin cook.
It's more for us.
Oh yeah.
Blatt.
Also, it's funnier that way. So
I was successful though. I managed to cook this hunk of meat.
and
It ends up about that size.
Blatt,
I'll write home about it.
we're very proud of you about that. So every so often, making sure that no one's watching, I reach into a small pocket and I pull out a small, almost like pendant about that big. It looks like a hunk of metal, and open it up and stare into it for a little while. Take a swig of whatever is left in my flask, which is probably almost empty by now. Grunt. Close it up. Just take a swig. Put it back into my pocket. Then I'll head back. It's like every hour or so.
Okay. So what would you all like to do? You've got a chance to eat and drink during the quarter day as well. Such as what Sari did. Yeah, it is here. I've actually got early spring and it's evening, so I should be able to find somewhere around here.
Coming back to camp, I'll take the meat and eat it.
Okay.
Not bad, Blatt.
So let's see here. So it is considered dark now that it's evening because we are in spring. So days are about average during the spring. During the summer, daylight lasts longer. During the autumn, it's about the same as spring. And during the winter, it is dark for 3/4 of the day.
Since I know where we're going, having seen it from the air, I say we start moving, go and see the really, really mean big dark wolf thing.
Okay.
So what's our plan with the giant wolf shadow thing?
Oh, right.
We kill it.
Plan.
No. When do we go see it? Do we want to attack it during the day or at night? During the day sounds better.
I will know it is definitely dark out right now. So if you
Yeah.
go right now,
First thing in the morning, because if sorry, you know this. If it's a wolf, it'll normally hunt it towards it later in the day and the evening, right? So if it sleeps, best time to attack it is when it's sleepy, which is probably in the morning, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's gonna take us a bit to get there.
Do we
Rest.
want to have
Sleepy time.
Do we want to have some sort of plan where maybe Skitters is night and she'll take a nap during the day?
It's always good to have some eyes open
Yeah. So she'll
at any point.
okay.
So
So
yeah,
if
she'll
we all
climb
do
up.
our sleep now and Skitters sleeps in early morning, then we can be good to go at the start of the day.
Sounds good.
There are wolves out there. Don't want them to come in here. We're all asleep, and she'll just climb up to the into a tree and just kind of slouch down there and just kind of keep an eye out.
Okay.
I feel like we did just sleep.
Yeah.
We slept.
And
We
then
slept.
it cooked.
The
About 12
So
hours ago.
we slept in the morning till the afternoon. The afternoon was our first quarter day. We just had our second quarter, our third quarter day, and this would be our third
Oh, did I get the? Okay, so morning was when you all when everybody slept except for Skitters, and afternoon Skitters was sleeping. Okay, so we got a little bit mixed up because this is when. So afternoon was when Skitters was sleeping. Blat went hunting, or Blat went
Foraging for.
Yeah, Sin went hunting. So that would mean evening is when the last thing that we just did, where Blat
That's when we cooked.
Yeah. So it's now night rather than.
So it's time to sleep again. So that actually worked out quite well.
Okay.
Not anything.
What's that?
Are we sure we don't want to like move a hex and then take a nap?
So I will warn you. If you move it, if you do the hike action at night, the Pathfinder's check is going to have -2 on their roll.
Well, it's not me, so.
And I think going into a new hex is another quarter day.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider.
So with the hike, you can move 2 hexes through open terrain or 1 through difficult terrain.
All right, fine, we can sleep.
Okay, is that
Yep.
everybody's good on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Skitters, since you are keeping watch, so the rest of you managed to get sleep, and if anybody had any attribute damage, which I doubt you did, go ahead and do
Not
all
anymore.
that.
Yeah.
Skitters, go ahead and give me a scouting roll.
Okay.
By the way, I think something I'm going to try to do for next week is I'm going to try. Roll20 has rollable tables that can be tokens, so I'll try to put together some icons that we can use. No successes. Would you like to push that?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try to put a token together to indicate our time of day. Okay, so you got a success, and you take 2 points of damage to scouting is wisdom, right?
Wisdom.
Wits.
Yeah.
Or,
Wits.
Yeah, wits.
All right.
Okay. Granted,
But I
you'll be
get
sleeping
2.
right after
2 points of willpower.
Yep.
Yes.
2 points of willpower. And you'll be sleeping that damage off right away anyways, so. So as you're watching throughout the night, you actually do see the wolves are getting a little bit closer. So they're definitely like it's 1 wolf or 2 wolves at a time, like keeping some distance but coming up, and they look like they're sniffing out the meat that Blat hung up. So if you leave them be, or do you leave them be, or are you gonna?
I'm gonna let them be. Like, say, the others need sleep, and so she's just like every time they kind of, if they stay by the meat, it's fine. But like if they come closer to the camp, she's gonna kind of like look in their direction, just kind of like she's not gonna make noise, but she's gonna like bare her teeth at them.
Okay.
And her eyes kind of like the pinpricks, like they're solid black, but like there's like pinpricks of like glowing like orange. So she just kind of like looks at them.
Okay.
They could probably definitely see her eyes like at night.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead and give me an intimidate roll, actually.
She's so not good at this, but she
I
does
think
this
it's
anyways.
I think it's manipulation.
Yeah, manipulation. Sorry.
All right.
I keep forgetting which things are explicit
Yeah,
skills and which are wrapped up in.
All right. Let's see. Ooh.
That's a success. And I'm not gonna roll for them since they're still kind of animals. So they do shy away when that happens. Okay, so that is that quarter day. It is now morning quarter day. It is light out. Would you all... So first of all, people are going to need to eat because it's definitely been at least 24 hours for everyone except for Sorry. So who all is going to eat and drink at the moment? So go ahead and roll your consumable die for food and water. So Sin, your food goes down 1 die type.
Cool. Is that normal?
Yeah, actually, Skitters is eating uncooked meat, which is there's a unit like right there.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I mean,
So would that use up one unit of the uncooked meat?
yeah, I would say it would. Well, normally I'd say it would, but in this case, we'll kind of treat it similar to the consumable, where you didn't roll a 1 on your food die, so you don't have to worry about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any of the uncooked meat that's left over, I'm gonna move it closer to the woods.
Okay.
So that if the wolves are hungry, they can eat it.
Okay. Sin, please go ahead and mark however much she's taking away from your inventory.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna be all of it. Like the stuff that got dirty or.
Oh, then that would have been
everything that Lat touches.
Yeah, it would have been the. It wouldn't have come from my inventory.
I washed my hands before cooking. You know. There we go.
I feel so sorry for all of you.
The 2 people that are slightly more, or maybe just Sin. So maybe I'm gonna wear.
I would have been nice enough to not show him meat prepping for food.
Okay,
also, I do actually have we do have renewed water supplies, so yeah.
Yeah.
Sin is gonna
I
be
don't
so
want him
happy
getting ill.
once we come back to like a city or a town where you can real cooked food.
So I do.
I'm a chef that actually does taste good.
So I do want to know.
I actually took the talent.
If you are planning on going after this ward during the day, it's going to take 2 hexes roughly to get over. If you're going specifically to the woods here, or to the hills, I won't count this tile of woods as being difficult terrain.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're spending if you're spending a turn going into there, so that's 2 hexes to get into there. What'll happen is if you spend that right now, you can go there and you'll still have daylight left to explore the area. But if you decide to sleep first and let skitters get rest, you are going to run into a situation where it would be dark again before you go.
At this point, I'm going to start walking on my own.
So, what is the group up to?
I'm going to go with Starry.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go.
What?
About that dead.
What?
The dead.
Are you joining us?
Climbed all over.
What? Wait, what? Wait, did I just get my tools? Why did I need to join you? Did you break? Nah, yeah. I'll pick up my stuff and join them. I was probably just gnawing on some food while I was waiting everyone getting ready.
Luckily, I will say, Skitters managed to get a lot of sleep yesterday, so Skitters isn't at risk of becoming tired or anything.
Oh, good. I'm gonna need.
If you stay awake during the evening quarter day, then you'll end up getting tired after that. But
then I'll turn into a big fluffy dog or something, and we can cuddle, and you can get.
Oh.
We'll find ways around it.
Yeah.
I know I can attempt to cook some more of that food before we run out.
No, it's fine.
Not yet. Later, once we're beating up the big bad wolf.
It's over this way. This way. Come on.
Okay, so I assume somebody ping what your destination tile is for this hex, because you get 2 hexes.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, we'll get over here.
Okay.
How do you ping?
Just hold click.
So.
Just go straight to it.
Cool.
I am before we go. I think I'm gonna use 2 of my willpower to use my hunting instinct talent.
Okay.
So that means we definitely had the scent of that thing, right? It did come decently close, or I can get it. I can get it. If we travel a hex.
Seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see. I'll wait for later then.
Okay. So you make your way into this hex, and So it'll take another quarter day to. So you've taken 1 quarter day, so you're now in daytime. And it'll be the explorer to actually start exploring the adventure site. So, would you like to start exploring the adventure site?
What's the lay of the land here?
Mostly, so there's a bit kind of where the hills and the forest are colliding, where it's mostly just, it's somewhat rough terrain in here. There's a decent, it's not super thick forested area, and the hills aren't like they're not mountain foothills or anything. But they're decent sized rolling hills here. Keeping in mind that each hex is roughly 10 kilometers from side to side.
That's quite a trek. I didn't realize they were quite that big. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The scale it uses is 10 kilometers.
Would the warg count as something unnatural?
Definitely.
Okay, then I can sense it before anybody else.
Oh, good.
Okay. So, are you going to make a scouting roll for the group?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, is anybody going to help Sari with scouting? Give some bonus dice. Okay.
Maybe lift me up on your shoulders.
I'll extend my arm down, and we can do the weasel thing again.
Actually, you know what? I think it's fair for this to be survival instead of scouting.
Okay.
Given that you are in a natural climate and you're looking for something that's out of place. So go ahead and bump up skill level by 1 for Sin's help.
Okay.
And then because you are using your pride, if you fail, you don't have to announce this right now, but basically if you fail this roll and you decide to use your pride, instead of pushing the roll, you can roll a legendary artifact bonus, which will be the legendary button there. But you don't do it now. You do this if you fail the roll and you want to use this to re-roll it to get a chance to succeed. So go ahead and give me that survival roll.
Hey!
That's 2 successes. Would you like to push it and generate some willpower?
Yes.
I will note that if you find this thing, there's probably going to be a fight. So it could be dangerous to have some ability damage. However, having willpower might be, I don't know what spells you've got, if you've got anything that'll be helpful in combat.
No.
So it might, I don't know if it's worth it having the willpower for you or not, but that is something you can decide.
I'm not really built to kill things.
I feel like she's like on my head, and like the weasel looking in this way while I'm looking in that way, and then is like looking in opposite directions. like one of those like buddy cop things going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push it then.
Okay, cool. So
Success.
you spend a little bit starting to look around, but it doesn't actually take you all that long. As you're walking through the forest, you can just kind of feel this sense of palpable dread as you're moving through.
Let's go toward the bad place.
And eventually you get to an area where there's somewhat of a clearing, and it's going into a small cave in the hills here.
And is that the clearing where I saw it?
Yes.
When I was a bird, yeah.
And there are a lot of bones kind of scattered throughout this area. And it also seems like the area around it, even though it's barren of animal life, the plants seem weird for this area. The plants definitely, and kind of around this cave and going into this cave, definitely came from the Feywild in some form. So there are these thick vines with some thorns on them, just kind of pulsing with a light energy. And it gives somewhat of an eerie glow within the cave, but not enough to see by. going into the cave. So what would you all like to do?
We are going to be quiet.
This is probably a really bad idea, but I'm gonna like sort of like crouch down beside one of those like long pulsing like vine type things and poke it with a claw.
I was going to tell you to pee on one.
I just peed like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so do it again.
So you
Wait, while we were walking?
What? You kind of like went ahead. I just like wandered off the side and was like, "There's a what? You can draw lines." I was bored.
I can see it.
Let's okay. Moving on. So you poke the vine, and it's kind of like when you tap just a still pool of water and the ripples flashing out. The kind of light energy that you see within the vines kind of ripples a bit from there when you poke it, but other than that, it doesn't seem to do much.
Is there like any? I just thought something.
Uh-oh.
I have an idea. He's going through his brain box.
Sense magic spell. Before I do this again, I want to actually sit there and sort of like, sort of like chant a little bit and sort of like dance around the circle, and I just feel like, little, assuming I succeed at it, a little glow.
Well, you will succeed. You do always succeed at spell casts.
All right.
Just remember to spend a point of willpower and give me the roll.
What does that roll again?
So you end up. It should just do it correctly when you click the button. But every point of willpower adds a d6 that you roll, and successes will increase your power level. Banes will cause a chance of miscast.
Cool.
As a druid, I can tell if somebody is using magic, but I don't know if that, like, nobody is using magic to make the plants magic. They're just weird.
Yeah, they're kind of just like they definitely look like they're from the Feywild, and the Feywild is replete with magic.
Well, Blad is dancing and doing his rain dance.
Oh, and I am using a divining rod, so that's an extra +1, right?
Do you have a divining rod?
I thought I did. Did I? Wait a minute.
Rod is just the ingredient for it.
Yeah, I should have had the divining rod. I didn't write it down, therefore I don't have a divining rod. I left it in the city. Oh well.
Oh no.
My bad.
I'll get you another one.
So normally what that would do is that would just add 1 power level to it.
Yep. Oh, right. It's just a straight. Right. Okay, so I'm rolling this with 1 gear bonus dice, basically, for power level, aren't I? Or for 1 welfare point.
Yep. Okay, so power level 1.
Nothing bad.
Nothing bad.
So when you want to know more, okay, so knowing more about the type of magic involved here. So the energy.
So I will actually attempt to not just poke the vine. I'll actually, like, using claw, or if I need to, my knife, actually puncture.
Okay, so as you're getting a sense for the magic pulsing through it, you can sense it's kind of got a bit of a natural magic to it. Like there's just like the Feywild is just everything has magical energy kind of pulsing through it. But you also sense that something is corrupting the energy going through these vines. Some of the magic energy flowing through it is like something is nasty about it.
Oh, sorry.
Nasty. What?
Sorry.
And when you
Come check this out.
So I will say, when you actually stab it with your knife, there's like a kind of black pus that comes out, almost like it's bleeding and then scabbing over really quickly.
Right.
I'm not.
No. No. But look, yeah, you can, like, you said you can, like, just tell when there's magic-y stuff in when there's like nasty things here, right? Is that it?
Yeah, that's magic.
Right. See the rest of this stuff. It's like, I don't know. It feels kind of like, see your magic, like nature-y stuff. It kind of feels like that, but there's a corruption running through it, and I'll bet it's that big warg. But when I went, I didn't feel right, so I poked it, and it bled. But look, it's black, it's bleeding corruption. it's affecting all of this stuff around about. It's no wonder all the animals are pissed off.
Okay, don't stab any more plants.
I will wipe off. I'll actually properly some water and wipe off my dagger so it doesn't have anything nasty on it.
So
And I'll resheath it.
as soon as the water touches this stuff, it's like washing off just a thick level of grease. The water just kind of instantly turns black as it's watering. Like you managed to wipe it off.
You're gonna have to wipe that on something.
Yeah, wipe it like actually like on the grass or something away from the pus. Like wow.
Do I hear anything from the cave?
What's that?
Do I hear anything from the cave?
Give me a scouting roll. I will treat this essentially as you having been on watch, keeping an eye on the cave.
Yeah.
Skitters, would you like to help with this, or are you just letting Sin keep an eye out?
Yeah, I'll help. I'll just kind of like just help him veer in there.
Okay, so Sin, go ahead and add one more skill die.
Oh.
Would you like to push that to generate some willpower?
No, I'm good on willpower.
Okay. Cool. So you get a success. So, as you're kind of looking in there, you look into the cave and it's very dark. Even with the glowing is not enough to see by.
Yeah.
But as you're looking in, you can't really see anything going on, but you can occasionally hear what sounds like a bit of a rumbling sound. Kind of a soft rumbling sound.
Do I smell anything?
You smell the gross pus stuff that Blat unleashed when you stabbed the plant.
I'm gonna go up to like the mouth of the cave.
Yeah, other than that, there's no there's the smell of earth. There's the smell of kind of gore as you with the different bones and the bodies strewn about. But
I'm gonna pick up a little bit of dirt from the cave entrance. Maybe find like a few like bigger rocks and kind of just lightly toss it in and see if there's like a drop off or anything like that, and maybe hear about how far down this can stretch.
It's not that it goes down. It's more that
right, but if it's so dark, then I can't really see what's further down there. So I just want to use my hearing and hear if I can get a general idea of if there's a drop off to the cave, how high the ceiling could be. Basically, just get like a mental map. Basically, I want to go Daredevil.
Okay. So you toss the rock in, and you get a decent. And I'm going to count this as part of your earlier scouting roll. You get a decent idea. So it goes in a bit and then kind of curves off a bit. That also contributes to the difficulty seeing. It definitely doesn't seem like it kind of drops down, but you can hear a bit of an echo from it.
Skitters.
Yes. What is it?
If we go down in there, we'll find it on its terms.
It's its home. Yes, draw it out.
So
in daylight.
If we have someone quiet, see if someone can aggravate it, lure it out, and then we can ambush it.
You can tell me I know someone who can.
Animal noises.
I'll hide. I'll lure it out and I'll come. I'll attack it.
Go.
Uh-oh. Why is everyone looking at me?
You reek of prey.
We're just gonna throw you in. I will go to the maybe like a foot or two in, very quietly. And I will make I'll sound like a rabbit that's in pain. So like a really loud, screaming, terrible sound.
That's a terrible noise, yeah.
I turn to Skitters and I whisper, I'm not cleaning her up.
I don't know, she sounds tasty to me. Oh.
Okay, so
Enough to be food.
Oh, that's sorry. Whoops.
be prepared to attack it. It might be good. It might charge her.
At this point, I'm going to go to the closest tree, get behind it, knock an arrow, and try to get down into underbrush and just have my sight focused on the cave exit and trying to be as hidden as possible.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do.
Same.
I'll be closer to the entrance if it.
Real
Just a little
quick,
line wait.
I do not intend being close to the entrance.
Guys, where'd you go?
Where's you are
And
the
what we-
sacrifice?
And what we hear it said is,
And that's echoing down the cave too.
Ah,
meanwhile outside you've got run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. If this wolf is a gun, I'm out here.
So sorry, I am just real quick roughing out some zones for this.
Truth.
That's alright. Blatt has sense magic up, he's pretty zoned already.
Wow.
Under his breath. Fuck.
Later! This place isn't a cave, that later. Jeez.
No, not that kind of
Okay, so
fuck,
I
Blatt.
am going to shift everybody over to here.
We're sin.
Dark. Dark cramped. Is that Sorry's current state?
Wow.
I am a wounded rabbit.
So-
pretty princess.
So dark and cramped are traits, and they apply to all of the zones in the cave going up. Yeah, let me make sure that I switch over to tabletop view so everybody watching can see.
Go. Look at that.
There we go. So go ahead and place yourselves in zones around here, just because it'll help me figure things out.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember if long range is for which zones are good for long range.
So here's what zones do. So open zones, which is all the ones out here outside of the green, or inside of the green, depending on which way you look at it. So you're all in open zones at the moment. So
Okay.
they don't really have much of a problem. Cramped
Okay.
zones. Cramped zones, heavy weapons have a -2 penalty, and it's impossible to do a swing weapon. The area outside of the green, so all of, and I can put text in here. There. So all of this area, which is on the wrong layer, token layer. There we go. So all this area on this side of the green is rough terrain. And rough terrain, it also counts as dark, actually.
So
And-
where would a tree be?
So all of these would be the trees, the rough terrain out here.
Okay, then Sin would like to be probably right about here.
So it is based on zones, so each of these squares is a different zone, as a note.
Okay.
Which is a pretty decent distance. It's not like D&D's 5-foot squares or anything.
Yeah.
So
Basically,
I will warn you, what you're doing right now is you're putting Sorry in a lot of danger, just so that you're aware.
I wanted to make sure that I was like echoing
Okay.
down toward the big bad and not out toward.
then Sin is going to go. Quick question. Would I be able to fire like this way from where I am?
I think that's fine.
Okay,
Going
because
diagonally.
basically what Sin's trying to do, he's going like from his military. He's trying to drop from like his military training and like do like supporting fire.
Okay.
Could you extend this like down half a square or a square or something? Because I kind of want to be. Oh, I suppose I can be half on and half off. Thank you. I'm kind of in a bit of a rough position, but hey.
Why did that only go by? Oh, because that's actually. There we go. That's a full square. Okay, so let's zoom out on here a bit so that hopefully they can see all of the.
Did everybody
players.
go?
We're right behind you.
You look back and there's nothing.
So for the dark areas, ranged attacks into the zone are modified by -2 and cannot pass through the zone.
Okay.
And then these forests aren't actually dark; they are obscured. For obscured, something along the border of the zone blocks line of sight, which is the trees, but not movement. So you can move through the forests, but not have line of sight through them necessarily.
Can I smell the creature in here? Or are we still too far away?
You can definitely get somewhat of a scent. Like, the creature's been around here at the very least.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna spend the 2 willpower to use my talent to be able to track it for 2 days. I'm spending 2 willpower.
Okay.
And I have a bonus on attacks on it.
Okay.
So you know what? I will. You know, just to make sure Sorry doesn't get eaten, I'm gonna be like within the same range. I'll be in the cave as well, just kind of hidden against like she's like crouched behind some stalagmites or something like that.
All right, excellent. So, after a little bit with Sorry making these sad rabbit whimpering noises, you hear a growl, and you definitely hear something stepping closer.
Ah!
And you see the red glint in the eyes. And there we go.
I found it!
And let's increase the scale a bit.
Oh, it's bigger now!
Oh, it's way bigger. It's like the eyes are.
It's not just closer.
It's like you think they're. It's like you think they're close, but the eyes get bigger and bigger. It's like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah.
I made a huge mistake.
Like the eyes get like wider and wider away from. It's like, oh.
I've seen this anime before.
It is now confirmed that anime is a thing in Greyhawk.
Wolves are definitely quite
different
anime
with
teeth.
shadow puppets.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here is go ahead and draw initiative for everyone.
Now, here's a question. For those of us that are hidden or obscured from it, if it comes into sight and we shoot at it, does that count as a surprise attack on it?
It would.
Or can
if it isn't aware of you.
Actually,
It's not aware of me, right?
Oh, it's definitely aware of you.
Can I?
But it's looking for a rabbit.
Let me just check something real fast. So how the
Well, yeah, you
sneak
are
attack.
a rabbit. It's probably not expecting the rabbit to turn into something, but it does see Skitters probably, unless Skitters wants to.
Oh, she's hiding.
Okay.
Yeah, she's getting ready to she wants to make sure this thing just so she can ambush it or rush it if.
Because the advantage to surprising, you get 2 initiative cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so everybody go ahead. Everybody who's attempting to hide, go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
And then because this is actually a pretty scary thing.
All right, Sin's rolling stealth.
Sin.
Yep.
1 second. There's my sheet.
Yeah, sorry, you're not very stealthy.
You're like, do I hear something? And poke your head out.
I was screaming. You're right.
Yeah.
I do remember that now.
Oh, nice. Nice job, Skitters.
Okay, so
Skitters
Skitters
very
is
stealthy.
hidden.
Skitters is part of the wall.
Sin, would you like to push that?
No.
Okay, Blat, would you like to push?
I will do completely the opposite, and I will use up 2 willpower for 2 successes.
Okay, cool. And rolling for it.
Can I push my...
Using the sneaky
I'm
talent.
not gonna push it. It's fine. I'm right there. I knew where I was going.
No.
Yeah, the last thing I want to take damage to right now is agility, so I will not
Yeah.
push that.
Hmm.
Basically, Sin's getting down into like SWAT, kind of like on one knee, kind of thing going on.
Okay, it doesn't gain any successes. So anybody who rolled at least one success, it is not aware of you.
Saved by the sneaky talent.
How it
So-
doesn't smell Skitters is amazing.
So Marathi, and did anybody else succeed on that?
Skitters.
Skitter said.
Skitters. Okay. So both of you get an extra card.
Okay.
Accidentally turned into like a white rabbit instead of a black rabbit.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Colors.
Oh no.
And let's go ahead.
Ooh, that was worse.
Well, lucky for you, it got a 3.
Okay.
Right, question. Are we using the rules out of the book, or are we still going by the 10 is first?
Oh, it does
Because
the 10 count
book
up?
is the book is weird. In the book, 1 is first,
higher the
and you
number.
want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lower the number, the better out of the book.
Lower number.
But last week we did 10 first because that's what
Yeah,
most of us are
let's-
used to from other games.
Let's go ahead and continue going from top down.
Cool.
Um,
That one then.
So here, I will keep this by. Go ahead and set your card by your token.
I got a powerful 2.
You're the only
Power.
one going after it.
I mean, it's really dark, and I mean, you're probably the furthest. You are the.
Yeah,
So-
I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
If I turn this upside down, it's a 9. Ha!
Yes.
Just kidding.
When I was creating these cards, I should probably have put a dot by it.
Yeah, it's funnier this way.
Okay, so sorry, you get to act first. As your
Oh, this
rabbit
is-
instincts kick
That's
in
good.
and you
Yeah.
freak out of it.
Can I be the rabbit of Caravannog and just like leap at its throat?
You can
I'm not gonna
certainly
do
try.
I am a white rabbit. No, I'm
So you get a fast and a slow action on your turn.
the first thing I want to do is we still want to pull it out of the dark and whatever. So I'm gonna move away from it.
Okay. So you can
Back
move,
out.
I believe it's 1 hex,
So
or 1 zone, sorry.
I came out, and then I'm gonna can't really use a weapon as a rabbit.
Yeah, not really.
Little rabbit with like a little arrowhead in his mouth.
Just well, you know what? Next time we'll like, if we have rope, we'll put with string. We'll put a knife on its back, and it'll just jump at
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
That works.
I'm not going to try to talk to this thing. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do one more movement.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna come like maybe over here.
Okay, cool. So you move 2 zones with your 2 actions. So
Yeah.
next up will be Skitters. Would you like to act yet?
I would not, but I'm gonna just set an ambush for it. So the second it like, so she knows the plan, and just like
Mhm.
be still until it. Now that Sari's out of the way, out of the immediate danger, she's just gonna lie in wait until it, runs past her, and then as soon as it like gets in light, she's gonna just like try and jump it.
Okay, cool.
And I'm still yelling, "Oh, I'm so injured
Okay, so you're still a rabbit.
and full of meat."
Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
So it goes bounding past Skitters. So I will allow you to interrupt its attempt to move. It's got a movement rate of 2, so it's kind of just bursting forward. So it can make 2 zones with one run
course
action.
Yeah.
So I'll
Okay,
let you attempt to. So if you manage to deal it damage, I'm going to stop its movement, and it's going to be
Okay.
aware
Let
of
me
you.
just double check the way that the one of the slow actions work.
Mhm.
1 second. All right.
So I will note, so you are getting a sneak attack here.
Mhm.
So you'll have to roll sneak again.
Yep.
And then oh, actually, it would be an ambush. So yeah, you'll roll sneak and you'll get +2.
Okay. All right, sneak and +2. All right,
And then it
I'll roll
can't
that.
dodge or parry your attack.
All right, that's cool. So sneak attack +2. That's stealth. And that just increases that skill level. It'll push a skill level up, right? Is that what that 2 is put in the pool?
Yes.
Okay.
And then since you're going to be at arm's length for this attack,
Mhm.
It's going to be -2, so that ends up canceling it out.
Okay, there we go. Good. Nice and. Oh, I also have the +2. Oh, never mind. That's for sneak. The attack will come later.
Yeah.
Wait, is this for rolling stealth or is this for rolling the attack roll?
This is sneak. Sneak.
Okay.
Basically, it has you roll sneak again for an ambush.
Gotcha.
To see if your target notices you when you're making the attempt.
Am I the only one that doesn't see sneak on the page?
It's not there.
It looks like it's actually listed as stealth.
Stealth, yeah.
The book is saying
Yep.
sneak here, though. So
Yeah. Okay, good. That makes sense.
You know, this is not going to be a lot of agility, so I'm gonna push it to make sure.
Oh, that thing is sneak is an action type, but it uses the stealth skill.
Yeah. I will note. You actually got a success here because it's not asking to roll an opposed.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's not versus. It's
yeah.
Okay, yep. She is just gonna just attack this thing. So let me just double check what the sneak attack.
Okay.
I didn't think I
mess it up.
How close you are.
So
free action.
So it definitely means that it can't take a dodge or parry for your attack.
Okay.
But I don't think it does any like damage bonus or anything. So
no, I think they'll come if how many successes I get from it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. So it's out in the is it out in the open yet, or is it?
I mean, it's in the dark in the cramped area where you're at in that same zone.
Okay.
But that doesn't have any negative effects on your on a close combat attack.
Okay. All right. So let me just punch in the melee and then add the +2 from my hunter's instinct, and I will roll it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's 2 successes. And what's the damage on your weapon?
It is 1.
1. Okay. So
I also get a +1. Sorry, from the melee. So I'll roll the 1.
Yeah, roll 1 skill die, or
skill die. Yep. There we go.
And then I need.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, your blade kind of catches in its fur and does not manage to get through its armor.
Okay.
Its fur and its hide are pretty thick, and there's just these wisps of shadow kind of. Not that you can really see in the dark cave, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be your slow action, and then did you want to take a quick move action or anything? I'll let you kind of just completely interrupt with a turn here, if you want to try to move.
Yeah, I'll just move into the mouth of the cave.
Okay. So
just so like I'm in the open, I'll draw it out still.
Okay. So it's going to finish its movement coming out here, because it still did have its action. Or wait a minute, why am I moving this? Because Flat should have gone next. I am sorry.
That's all right. I was definitely holding action until it moved out far enough.
Okay, because I did not see you down there since I was scrolled up on my screen
Nope.
a bit.
Okay. The combat has gone exactly as I hoped it would, where it's distracted by other people.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And rabbits.
And rabbits. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it make its attack on Skitters, and then you can take your turn.
Actually, question. See the way the green line is? Do I have to be all the way out here, or does the edge of that square, even though I can't put myself in it,
You do actually need to be in the fully within one of the zones to have it.
Right.
I'm not counting the edge there as.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I was wanting to check.
So let's roll a d6 and let the dice decide which attack it makes.
Uh-oh.
That's not fun.
That's not...
That's a worrying turn of phrase.
Yeah.
The Nightwork jumps at you and bites at you. Then
Okay.
shakes the unfortunate victim, finally throwing the victim aside like a rag doll.
Okay.
Roll for the attack using 7 base dice and
What?
weapon damage 1.
What?
And it's going to be a slash wound. So, if I bring up my dice pool sheet again. Oh, whoops, not what I wanted. I want this. Clear. So 7 base dice, which I can't actually do 7 because it's only got 6 here, so I'm going to add a 7th
Just
for
do 6.
a skill die. Nice try.
It'd be easier. Fine.
It's been fun playing with you guys.
I will note that.
I mean, it's attacking me, so just keep shooting it. Shoot it.
So it got 1. Oh, it's not going to push. So it only got 1 success. So that's 2 damage to your strength, Skitters.
Okay. How does armor work again?
It will reduce the amount of. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. You had the opportunity to parry or dodge this bite.
I moved out. I think I used my fast action to move out of
yes,
the.
you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Sorry. So you do not have that option.
Yeah, it would have probably been beneficial, but yeah, I'll move this. I drew it out. I am the bait now.
So what is your armor?
Armor is 3, I think. Studded leather.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to double check exactly how the armor ends up working out. Because I don't think it's locational in this system, so I think we're good.
No, it's not.
So it'll be 2 points of damage to your strength, and it tosses you a near distance, which is 1 zone away. So the Nightwork kind of just comes over, it bites onto your arm and just wrenches its head to the side, throwing you stumbling over towards the forest where Blatt is hiding.
Okay. Do I take damage from it, or does the armor do anything to it?
What was your armor value? Sorry.
3.
3. Okay, then you don't take any damage here.
Okay. All right. We both kind of jumped at each other, rolled around, and it just bit me and tossed me. And now we're gonna do this again. All right. A lot of hissing, a lot of really mean noises happening.
So Blatt, if you would like to act now.
You can do 2 fast actions in a round instead of a fast and a normal. Range on a sling is short, correct? Near is the same space, or is it arm's length is the same space? Short is 1 square. Short is 1 square again.
Let's see here. So
It is. I got it pulled up. It's arm's length is right up next to it. Near is 1 away. Short is 2 away. Long is 3 away. Distance is.
Woo!
Yeah.
So I did place myself just right. So fast action, I will step forward.
Okay.
And as I already had my sling readied, I don't get to aim this round, but I will at least shoot.
Okay.
Which I believe is a marksman roll. But short gives me a -1, I think.
Let's see. Ranged combat. Short is -1, yes.
Yeah. So clear dice pool this time. Where's my sling? Sling. That. Was it -1 is it I dropped the skill level, don't I?
Yes.
Dunk.
Which can become negative.
Thankfully not. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And it's
Ding.
damage 1.
So that's 3?
Yes, you fling your you fling a sling little rock at it, smacks it in the head, but it does not seem to do anything. The wolf does not seem to care. Or the warg, sorry, does not seem to care.
Everything is fine.
No. I hope you all are fast.
And that brings us over to Sin.
All right. So, liking my position, I am going to aim and using my fast action,
Okay.
adding 1 to my marksman and fire and try to hit him in a soft area in his hide.
Okay.
So using my fast action, aim.
I will note, by the way, you are allowed to push combat rolls.
Yeah.
So.
I'll know for next time.
And fire using my longbow.
Okay. That is 2 with a damage of 1, so that's 3. So
and I'm going to use a willpower point to find a weakness in the armor, the natural armor, and the armor offers no protection against my attack with the path of the arrow.
Awesome. Okay. So you shoot at it, and that is going to be 2 points of strength damage, which I will note in.
You softened it out.
Need to stop.
You waited for 2 seconds for it to roar at, for it to kind of like snarl at me, and popped it in its mouth.
Yeah, like right where the like the soft of the mouth is at the top.
Okay. So yeah, so the arrow just kind of sticks through, and it bites and breaks the shaft where it's kind of sticking out of its mouth. And it's just snarling at all of you.
I'm going to immediately, since I have rank 2 with Path of the Arrow, once you've used up all your actions during the round, which I did aim and shoot, you can spend a willpower point to immediately attack again using a ranged weapon. So I will do that again.
Okay, cool.
And
nice.
Cool.
So, but I do not get the aim bonus for this one.
Oh. There we go.
Oh, still good.
And I'm also going to use another willpower point to ignore the natural armor.
Okay, cool. So that's going to be -4 more. So just as it snaps off the shaft of the arrow that's already sticking out of its mouth, you manage to catch it in one of its eyes. And there's actually a puff of shadow. There's no blood or anything. It's just a puff of shadow as it sticks out of the eye socket. And this thing is just snarling and very visibly wounded at this point.
I look down at Skitters, who's kind of topple on the ground. Is that true? Skitters?
Yes, Skitters is prone.
Damn it, not again. And I'm say damn it, not again, and prepare to back away. And that's my turn.
Okay. So that's going to bring us back around to Sorry.
Yep, I had quite a long time to think of what I was gonna do.
Are you gonna squeal some more as a rabbit?
I'm going to can I hit it? Do I have to be in its zone to use melee?
Yes.
Awesome.
Try not to die.
Not a fighter. Just a street urchin.
Today, not today.
I'm going to use my sling.
Okay.
No, because I saw that the other sling didn't do anything.
Oh, Cass, would this thing counts as a monster, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is definitely monster level.
Negates all my spells.
Oh no!
Great. It's super.
All my current spells. Path of Stone isn't useful against actual monster types. Insofar as, the big, scary, fearsome monsters.
I will go ahead and become myself again.
Okay.
And move into where it is and stabby stab it.
Okay.
Ring.
And I'm gonna be making just the meanest face I can manage.
Okay. Which is probably a little bit meaner than most people's faces because you can kind of contort your bones a little more than other people. Would you like to push that?
Yep.
Okay. So, you get up to it and you try to stab at it, but you just stumble a bit and it kind of just brushes you off, swatting your hand away with its tail. Oh, I thought you said no, you weren't going to push.
Oh, no, I did, but it didn't give me anything anyway, so.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, so you kind of come at it and it just kind of swats you away with its tail a bit, as it backs up.
Ow.
Skitters.
Yep, Skitters just like, just kind of after she's tossed out, just gets up and then just brushes it again. And just like bares her fan, just like hits and kind of swipes at it. So she's just going to get right back in its face again.
So you're going to use your fast action moving up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I have a slow action to get up, right?
Oh, right. You've got to stand up and then you've got to do a fast action to move into the zone.
Yeah.
Get up is fast action.
Yeah.
Yeah, get up's fast.
By the way,
So get up and then just hit it. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Damn it!
Yep, I'm going to stab it.
In the face!
So basically, you can't do a melee attack right now.
Okay,
because you'd have to do a fast action to stand up and then a fast action to move into its zone.
Yep, okay, still same thing. Rushing it.
Okay. Here, let's...
Just getting in its face.
If you hold Alt, by the way, when you drag your token, it'll... There you go.
There we go. Okay, good. There we go.
Ah, that's how you do that.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, Vlad.
Undocumented features.
So yeah, so like she just gets, it's like one of the, this is definitely like a cat fight where like she like is tossed away, but then just goes back into like this furball thing and just continues.
Okay. Vlad, what would you like to do?
I am going to use my fast action to move closer.
Okay.
Because I don't want the negative. Yeah, because that now means it's like no negative for only being in the next zone.
Okay.
And I like clear dice tool. Sling. Oh, wait a minute. Sin goes after me, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're using the marksman skill, aren't you?
So yeah,
Okay, I will actually use my. What?
Wait, for in what regard?
You're about to shoot him with marksmanship skill, right?
Yeah.
Right. I will actually use my sling using marksmanship as a distraction to aid him while he shoots.
Okay.
Nice.
So I give you an extra dice.
Yeah, then you'll have an extra.
So I'm like, dang, just in the side of the head to make it go and like snarl at me again, so it kind of opens its maw and gives him a chance to hit it again.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Sorry and Skitters, both of you go ahead and roll a d6 for me real quick.
Okay. That's not concerning, please.
Which one of you dies first?
Okay, so the word bites at Sorry.
Oh no.
I can dodge.
You spent both of your fast actions, didn't you?
I can dodge for free once in every round of combat.
Excellent. So you're going to attempt to dodge?
Because
Yeah.
halfling.
Okay.
Also, you can go into dodge deck, by the way. You just don't get your fast action the next round.
No, you can't go into debt. Can you?
Is that advanced rule? I was reading all the advanced rules. My bad.
Oh, the advanced combat doesn't allow it either.
I'm already in debt. I'm a graduate.
Oh.
That hits a little close to home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I need
horror damage.
There we go. My window had disappeared.
You are damaged by funds.
Because you were too damaged by fun in school.
Okay, so I have too many windows, and jumping between them all is a bit of a pain. Let's see. So
it's hacking.
the night ward bites the arm or leg of one of its ventures and locks its jaw in a brutal grip. So, sorry, the ward goes to chomp at you and tries to grab your arm. So you're gonna get your chance to dodge.
Or die.
roll here, and I'm actually going to have it push this roll. So that's going to be 2 less. So that's going to be there. Push. Submit. Wow.
Wow.
So it's going to take a
Work.
So it's going to take
I have a question.
What's up?
Since I shot out one of its eyes, would it be attacking? Wouldn't it be harder to find its target?
Not in this case.
Okay,
Because
just
it is
curious.
a
Monsters cheat.
monster.
It's got
Yeah,
it's got scary like shadow stuff all over it. It's
Yeah, you have to crit it to do negatives to things and stuff.
yeah.
So
Don't take it to Vegas then.
the way that dodge works,
How do I dodge?
so you make a move roll,
Uh-huh.
and any successes you get will negate its success.
Excellent.
So it has. So you
Or
only need
if-
1 success here to negate its attack.
Or if you're better with a weapon than you are at moving, you can parry and you don't fall flat in your face.
Nice. Look at that.
So, sorry, dodge is out. So sorry, you are prone. You're gonna have to use a fast action to stand up.
Call
However,
that a yoink.
you managed to jump out of the way before its jaws snap around your arm.
Nah!
Successful, not eaten.
And
Sit!
Sin.
Get it.
Do I have line of sight on it,
Yeah.
or is
You're not having to worry about shooting through allies or anything.
oh
fine.
lovely? Then
It's like twice the size of all of us. Okay,
it's
4
pretty
times
big.
the size of me, but yeah.
4 times
yeah.
the size of half the party. 2 times
I'm
less.
gonna use my fast action to aim. So, and I think I get 1 bonus die from Blatt.
Yep.
So aim, add another bonus die to the marksmanship, and shoot as a slow action
Okay.
because that's the thing I do.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. Would you like to push this?
No, and I am going to use my last willpower point to ignore its natural armor.
How would you like to do this?
Shoot her!
So as Blatt distracts with the sling, and it bounces off of the the top of the cave, I wanted to try to get my arrow and shoot the rock in such a way that it propels it straight downwards and goes through the neck.
Okay.
Harlem Globetrotter, that shit.
Yes.
So you pull off this seemingly impossible act, and as this stone shoots through the warg's body, it kind of just it's like a rock flying through a cloud of smoke, and the body of this warg just kind of puffs out shadow everywhere and is gone.
Oh.
Magical rocks work! Woo!
Good job, Blatt.
God, it's dead.
And
No shot.
before we deal with the
And that was all you.
Before we deal with the aftermath of this, it is 6:30, so that 6:30 my time. So that is our halfway point. So if everyone wants to go ahead and take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, we will be back in just a moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, welcome back to Starlight Society. Our party has just killed their first. Oh, did it not? There we go. Now we've got cams back. Our party has just taken on their first major threat. A large shadowy ward. Poor giant puppy dog.
Poor giant shadow beast.
It's dead now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like more often than not, I am going to sympathize with the monsters.
Also, I'll kind of like scarper over to it and like poke it with my staff.
Well, it's not there anymore. It kind of like it vanished and like this.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I'll poke the dirt where it was or where any of its blood still is.
I mean, it did not drop any blood, but
wow,
like it was all wisps of shadow.
This thing bled shadow.
Yeah, that was not
That's disgusting.
normal.
No, they usually carcass. Usually there's meat, but if it's the case, it might be bad meat.
Is there a smell there where the wisps of shadow were?
Definitely, and so the feeling of kind of like that is this just not corrupted, but this oppressive feeling in the air has eased up a little bit, but there's still some kind of dark energy kind of emanating from within this cave. Or the two of you can sense magic.
It's home.
I don't think we're done.
Nah, something smells bad, and that says something with me smelling it. It smells worse than me old war chief's farts. So I think we have to go inside.
Yeah, Skitters were like, it's home. Maybe that's what got it. Maybe it's not the corruption. Maybe it's home.
Ooh. Oh, maybe it's got puppies. That'd be bad.
I'm gonna go over to one of the glowing plants, take out an arrow, and cut off one of the leaves.
So when you cut it, just like when Blatt had stabbed the vine, like there's a bit of a pussy sap that almost bleeds out of it, and then it just kind of solidifies into an amber-like substance, almost as if it's blood coagulating.
What happens to the part that's been removed from the plant?
It kind of has the same bleeding effects.
Okay.
And like, other than that, like once the bleeding stops, like it seems like you've just cut off the leaf, and it feels like a pretty normal leaf, except for the weird magic blood stuff.
Nobody eat these plants, please.
Oh, but I'm hungry.
They feel wrong.
Even on a normal day, you don't eat plants.
It's true. Unless the plant's made of meat, but I haven't found any of them yet. Unless elves count.
Plants don't bleed like meat does.
It's good toilet paper, and I'll put it into my pack.
Oh God!
Don't leave that at home.
You never know.
I'm going to start moving into the cave.
Wait a minute, if you stuck that glowy leaf in your pack and we go back and the guards check it, do you get to say you planted it there?
It's not. Oh.
I'll hop forward and like pick up my stuff. I'll switch to the staff though.
So I will note, if you're heading into the cave a bit, so it is too dark to see, just like even with the glowing plants, it's too dark to really see much. You will need to use a torch.
Alright, yeah. Oh.
Damn it. Alright, I will get out a torch and I'll fart on it and then light it.
Okay.
It's my version of survival. It works.
Does Blatt have torches? No, Blatt does not have torches.
What? Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. We put together a torch quickly.
Yeah,
I guess unless somebody else has a torch, I guess I'm doing that again.
Sin goes over to the same plant that he ripped the thing off of.
Okay.
And I want to find like the closest like kind of like weed or like a glowing smaller like flower.
Okay.
And rip it out entirely.
Ooh.
Like roots and all?
Roots and all.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival roll. See if you can manage to pull one out intact.
It's amazing how easy gardeners make that look.
It's hard. It's hard to
Yes.
find.
Gotta pick the right kind of plant.
Would you like to push this?
Oh no.
Sucks you under.
No.
Poison ivy.
So
Or
unfortunately,
poison
every
oak.
time you try to do this, it seems like the stems are somewhat brittle, and as you pull them out, it just snaps. It does that kind of bleeding thing.
Maybe
it
he's just too
hardens.
strong. Can I try?
You can try. I am gonna give you.
However, I will use my knife and dig in the dirt round about it to like break up the dirt.
Okay, so go ahead and attempt. It'll be survival.
While they're messing around with this, I'm gonna change into
Being small is useful.
I'll be a bat.
Okay. Blatt, do you want to push that to try to gain some more power?
What is that based on? That is based on wits. How much willpower am I at? Actually, I'm a willpower 2. No, I'm fine.
Okay.
None of my stuff works against these monster stuff anyway, and willpower 2 is at least a couple of spells. So no,
So you managed to.
I'm all
pull
right.
out, you managed
we're
to
not
pull
gonna have
out
a chance
one
to
of these-
rest. So
You managed to pull out one of these flowers or something. So what exactly is your plan with this?
I will hand it to Sin.
Is it still glowing?
It's still glowing, but just like the vines that are going into the cave, like it's not enough to see by.
Okay, that was gonna be my. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try to wrap it around an arrow.
Okay. Well, I mean, so what I'm saying is like the bioluminescence that both the vines that are going into the cave and these plants, like they're enough to kind of get a faint idea of the plants themselves, but it's not enough to see by. Like even
It's like
if you
a-
shoot it in there,
Ah,
Okay.
Glow in the dark shirts along the walls.
Yeah.
right.
think,
Okay.
While y'all are doing that, I think Skitters is going to gather some wood and to maybe
it doesn't go
make
far
some-
into the cave. The plants don't extend very far into the cave, but
yeah.
Well, so that actually answers a question that I had. I'm gonna wrap those vines around an arrow
okay.
and fire the arrow into the cave and see how far down it will go, and then I'm guessing it'll drop.
Yeah, so it ends up striking just like when you had thrown a rock earlier. It kind of
Yeah.
strikes a wall and then just falls to the floor.
But it lights up on the floor, right?
It's somewhat glowing on the floor, yeah.
Okay, that was my question.
So like you can get an idea of distance to it, but
Mhm.
not necessarily anything that's around it or inside of the cave.
Okay.
Mhm.
At least there's a marker now.
So Skitters, if you're gonna
Ideas are a
try to get
thing.
a torch put together, go
Mhm.
ahead and give me a. I'll let you choose between survival if you want to focus on finding the materials, and craft if you want to actually put one together.
Craft.
Okay.
I think that's what she's.
If she brings it back to and crafts it here, I can assist her with it because I have Boyer.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do is
Have
if
a
you
dice.
succeed at this, you will get a bump on your die type for the torches resource.
Okay. All right. I'll roll this crafting first.
So- Add a bonus skill die for Blatt's help.
Yep. All right.
Would you like to push that?
I'll push 3. I'll roll 3 of them.
No, if you push, you have to re-roll all the ones
All of
that
them.
failed.
Okay, all of them. Okay.
Or all the ones that weren't a success
Okay.
or remain.
Yep. All right. So 3 plus that. All right. That's fine. Oof.
Okay.
All right.
So
That's fine.
take
Linters.
two
You want me
damage
to get
the
that?
attribute for craft, which craft is wits, right?
Strength.
Strength.
Oh,
Oh wait. Yeah. There we go.
okay.
There we go. All right. Cool.
Ouch. 2 strength damage.
Yeah.
You want?
So,
Oh. Yeah,
as-
you don't do. No, cut that bit. What you? No, that you cut.
Unfortunately-
They're not strong enough today. They're not. Oh, you stabbed yourself. That was what? What do you do that for?
And unfortunately, the materials don't really like. they're not really reusable in a state after.
Because she actually cut through them instead of just cutting the vines. I'm like, we could have shot torches.
Yeah, she just throws them like against like in a direction, and just goes and just sits on a rock.
Ow! It's my head.
You realise if you hadn't thrown them, we could probably use them again. Can I, instead of the obviously batch of torches that would have been made out of this, can I salvage some of the things to even just make one?
Yeah, I'll give you a chance to use a craft roll to do that. Salvaging some of the materials.
Meanwhile, Sari's gone.
I'm not gonna go in alone. I'm gonna fly around in your face until you pay attention, and then don't hit. Oh my god! Don't hit. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
I don't understand bat. We've gone through this.
And then I'm gonna something. I will land on your shoulder, and I will point with a wing.
All right, I will beckon Skips back over and get. Come on, like, do you want to help with this then?
She'll do that thing where like it takes her a little while, then she'll like slowly like wander over to you, just kind of like.
Right. I am going for basically her attempt at an assist, just to help out, because she is actually normally decent at crafting.
Yeah, maybe she's just like tired from fighting this wolf. These sticks did more damage to Skitters than that giant warg did.
Yeah, but I'll go over it sort of like slowly and like rebuild one to show her how to do it, even though she should already know. Blat is slightly confused.
She'll give you some like
hold that there.
One of the rags off her like skirt and just kind of like give it to you. It's like here.
Ooh, personal touch. Yeah.
I start squeaking,
Dink.
and none of you know that I'm gonna.
There we go.
That rag is covered in
Would you
urine.
like to push to generate some willpower?
Crafting with friends. Nah.
Okay.
It's the two people that don't care about any.
So you've got one torch, but it'll only be good for being in this cave.
Yep.
All right, that's fine.
I don't recommend dropping your torch. Okay, so
As a bat, I will ratatouille on Sin's head.
okay.
That's now a verb.
That's no canon in Greyhawk too.
We will walk forward, and then the people with the torch can be like behind us.
Okay.
So you start pushing into this cave, and you get past the arrow where the cave starts to kind of turn. And going into it, you like that foreboding feeling just feels palpable. Like, it was strong, especially when the warg was out there when you were fighting it. But in here, it just feels almost suffocating. The farther you push in, the worse it starts to kind of feel like you're pushing in.
Oh.
Sin's up ahead, right?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
it's
it's like,
Sin,
oi,
sorry,
Sin!
bad.
Did you fart?
No.
I'm
You
going
sure?
to push down his back, though.
My head hurts. It usually only hurts when you fart.
No, everything's okay. I blame withdrawals.
You're out. You're out. You're running dry.
He is dry.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so you push farther into the cave, and eventually you come on. There's a bit of a split in the ground, and this isn't like a natural fissure or anything. This specifically looks like it's as if somebody had taken an image, did a marquee select, and hit delete. There's just a weird split in the ground here.
Oh, weird.
Pull back on his hair and stop.
And it is a pretty large one, and if you need to get across it, you need to, like, you can't just like step across easily.
See, from this angle, that looks wrecked.
Not it.
What? Don't look at me like that. My head hurts. The jokes get worse when my head hurts.
How far across is it?
I'd say it's probably like 10, 15 feet. It's pretty wide, but it like, yeah.
Once Sin has stopped moving, and I know that he sees this giant hole in the floor, I will take off, and I'll fly to the other side and like look. It's on the floor, you said, so I can like look down into it as I fly over it.
Like, it is very deep. You definitely can't see how far down it goes.
Even if I hold the torch over it.
Don't. Oh.
Can I see?
I'm not. I wasn't going to throw it down it because we only get one.
Can I see where my marker arrow is?
That's behind you.
Yeah. Can I see it? If I look behind me?
Yeah.
Go over, pick it up, walk over, and drop the arrow.
So you drop it, and it starts to go down a bit, and then it just disappears. And there's still no sound. Like, it is not hitting against anything.
Long way down.
That didn't keep falling there. That just went. Woof.
Don't fall in.
Again, not it.
How do we get across?
So Sorry is across.
I'm fine. I can do whatever I want.
I can jump. Can you jump?
You're funny.
Does the cave like continue on beyond it?
A bit, yeah. So do you want to go down that way?
Yeah,
Or-
I'll just go ahead and
Okay.
see if the end is nearby.
So, Sorry, you
So
start
long,
flapping down
farewell.
that way. Does anybody want... So, Skitters, are you going to try to jump immediately? Or are you going to wait for Sorry to get back?
I'll wait for Sorry to get back. She's
Okay.
scouting.
So Sorry, as you fly forward a bit, you can't really see much, but thanks to echolocation, you get a sense of a kind of large-ish, almost round chamber, and the walls seem smooth. It's not like a cave, like a rough surface. It is like a almost spherical surface in here. And there's something in the center. You can't really get a good idea of what it is, but it's almost like something is sticking out of the ground in the center. Kind of, is it stalagmites or stalactites that are?
Stalagmites are from the ground.
Mites.
Okay, so it's almost
Mates,
like a
mates,
stalagmite
mates go
sticking
up,
out in the
tights
center.
come down.
Oh my god.
Everybody has a different way of remembering it.
That was my mother taught me that one, so
So, and there's no other like tunnels coming off of
Nope.
there. Okay, I'll go ahead and go back. I will fly. I will stay on the opposite side of where everybody else is, and I will turn back into a tiny halfling.
Okay.
And I am going to tell them to go back out into the woods and get some logs to make a bridge. There's a room, but it's not like a room, it's like a circle thing. You have to see it.
Making a bridge is going to take a lot of time. We don't know if that thing is the only one out here.
Maybe a rope.
So you're not gonna go get wood and make a bridge.
We can make a bridge. It's going to take some time. And we don't know if that thing, that Blat, you called it a warg?
yeah.
We don't know if that was the only one. If we're caught flat-footed while, making a bridge, we're going to be as good as,
But
what Skip.
Maybe we just need a rope to
Did
get
I
across.
Did I know
Yeah.
any other like animals or beings or anything in the circle room?
You did not sense any, or like you didn't get the impression of anything back there.
Like I think we're safe in here. Like the big shadow dog is gone, and like I don't know. The only way something's gonna get us is if it comes in the door like we did,
Or from the pit.
comes up out of this pit somehow.
The pit of despair. Wow, you guys got a better name for it?
Oh.
Question. My small tent that I have with me is part of my gear. Does that have a rope with it and stakes?
Yes.
Okay.
Skitters also has like some animal snares that maybe we can use with that as well. Maybe.
So I will warn you. If you use this and something goes wrong, effectively you've lost that item until you can replace the bits that are.
Yeah.
Just so that you're aware.
The downside to traps is they use twine, not rope.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Also, I can't. I'm not strong enough to hold a rope and pull any.
The advantage to the tent is if it actually is ground pins, they're pittons. So technically, you should be able to bang them into rock.
Yeah, like I said, I'm super strong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if we bang the rope into the ground, at least then we wouldn't have to worry about somebody holding it over here anyway.
Strong enough to bang metal into a rock. I can.
Yeah, but some.
Skitters looks at Sin and just says, "I have a tent. If you need a tent, you can use that. We can use yours to make a rope."
Well, my question is, does rope come with that tent kit?
Yeah, like basically it's part of keeping it, giving it some structure.
I'll dig through my stuff and pull out a pouch and go, "No, reach, he's not useful."
I have a rope too.
I'm gonna tie a rope around a pitton. That's part of the tent set, I'm guessing. Is that true?
Yeah.
I'll get an idea.
About to like pound it into the ground. What?
Yep. Don't do it to the ground. Come over here. Right, I'll move over to the left-hand side. I assume this slot is like from wall to wall.
Yeah. Like it extends beyond the wall.
Oh, like on the wall.
Yeah, if we bang one into the wall up top and then bang one in at foot height, then we can kind of grab the rope at top, put our feet in the bottom, and just shuffle along. That should be easier, right? Means we don't have to hold anyone up.
So I will point out, like, the issue that Sari is having is that Sari is not going to be strong enough to pound this the stake into the rock. On
the other side, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we can use one rope and have 2 or 3 people over here hold it and have the most agile with a strength jump across or something. And then we can bang it on the other side, and that then gives us the ability to just like pull the other rope across.
Yeah, you could try that.
Or you could just get
what?
What are you saying, Scar?
Tree.
There's only.
Yes, there are trees.
Oh wait, you mean go outside, chop a tree down, then drag it in and push it across?
I think there's only 2 of us that are barely strong enough to pull this thing.
Yeah, but if all 4 of us work together, that could work.
Flat, I think that's a fantastic idea. Thank you for coming up with it.
What? I didn't come up with it. You came up with it.
Nonsense.
Do I hear anything coming from outside of the cave? Like just wolves, maybe coming back towards
doesn't sound like any animals are coming from.
Okay.
I'll be grumbling to myself as I pick some stuff up. It's not my fault. I wasn't paying attention. Grumble, grumble, grumble. What? I get distracted by the leeches. What?
Well, I'm just saying. Seriously, sounds like if I jump over, we tie it back. We have time to rest. If we get the tree, it's gonna take a while.
And those wolves, we don't know what's under like is.
I don't think they're controlled anymore.
True.
Then again, when Sorry spoke to them the first time, the only reason they attacked us because he said they were forced to. I don't think they'll attack us if Sorry talks to them again.
It's a risk.
He's good at that.
We also killed the giant shadow wolf.
They might like us now.
Or afraid of us.
That too. If it means they don't eat us, all good.
I also fed them.
Yeah.
Bones.
Cleared out the forest. All right, we might have killed a couple the first time, but that was their fault. They started it. Yeah. Between sorry being able to talk to them, as killing the big bad might make them like us more. And we're in here right now, so we probably smell bad, so they probably won't eat us. Probably.
Pretty sure that's you, Blatt.
Hey, smells like you.
So,
Nah, made you sniff.
so are you gonna try to build a bridge, or?
I think we tried so long as we tie a rope to Skitters first, just in case she doesn't make it. We'll not think about that. Yeah,
She's
tie a rope
pretty good
around
move.
her. Yeah, hold on to it on this side, have her jump across. If she makes it across with the foot, actually tie the second rope. Like, tie both ropes to her, so that when she jumps across, she has both ropes at that end, so she can pin at the bottom, pin at the top.
Okay.
Now you're thinking with portals.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
Can't do them yet, though.
I think that move will probably be the most appropriate
Mm-hmm.
role here. So, given that it is dark,
We have a torch.
yes, you have a torch on one end.
God, how far is she jumping?
It's 10 to 15 feet. It's a pretty long jump.
Can I light one of my arrows on fire?
30 foot light radius. Actually, there's a thing. Torches
What
only
is-
like, what, 30, 40 foot radius? Is the dark, creepy, weird stuff in here actually impinging on the light from the torch?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm gonna say yes. Thanks for the idea.
Thanks for giving her.
Well, other than that, with a 30 foot radius, we're holding a torch, it's like we can see the entire room. Yay! But yeah, if it wasn't actually encompassing the entire room, then something was messing with it. So now that we've noticed this, it's like,
So,
I mean, either
given the
she
darkness-
makes it or she doesn't make it.
given
It's
the
if
darkness,
there's
you're gonna be minus. I'm gonna say -2.
can I shout encouragement?
I don't think encouragement would help.
Go,
much
Skitters, go, Skitters, go, go, go. Yeah!
let me just check something.
How much does Skitters weigh?
Huh?
Skitters, how much do you weigh?
She's probably like 100 pounds, maybe.
Can you throw her?
Well, that's the thing. I wonder if I can like curl down and be like a platform that she can vault off
Okay.
of.
I'll accept that if you want to use help with that.
Yes, that's
so
how I
go
will
ahead and
help.
get +1
Huh.
on your skill for your for the assistance.
Humans. Skitters gets to use a human springboard.
Yep.
There's a tale for the taverns.
Anything else you'd like to try to help with?
I don't know.
Ideas. Sorry if you're still on the end that she's jumping to. Being there to kind of help catch your hand could help.
Sure, yeah, and then we'll both go down. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, it's
I'm
up
pretty
to
sure
you.
definitely Skitters is larger than.
Giving some suggestions.
So who's ready to roll some new characters?
Okay.
Or just
I
like,
will-
or just like make noise so I know which how I can kind of maybe gauge how far I'm supposed to jump.
I will become like the biggest wolf that I can think of, and then
Oh.
my side, I can like grab with my mouth onto her clothes and then dig in with 4 feet.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Sharp teeth and
One
all.
thing I've actually seen, I can't remember what the animation was, but the way goblins used to get across slightly larger like distances was either the goblins run towards them and then at the last minute have a goblin either side just like grab their hand and throw them to give them more speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like almost like running catapult. So with Sin as a springboard, Story as a buffer, and Blatt helping to like kind of like speed her up by throwing. Because Skitters is about the same size, slightly bigger than Blatt, right?
She's about 5 foot.
Okay, so you're way taller than Blatt. You just
Yeah.
quick her up.
I mean, she's wiry, but like,
Right.
yeah, she's normal size.
And leave all of your junk.
Yeah. she'll put she'll leave her cage full of stuff.
Treasures.
Okay, so you're getting help from Sin and Sorry.
And Blat, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Just gonna stand behind her before she starts running and poke her butt with a pin.
all right. So she so it's a -2, but it's a +3, so it's a +1.
Yeah, +1. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. 2. Okay. Let's do it. It's agility, so that's fine. Yeah. So she'll just do. She'll back up and does a run, but partial way she does the run all 4 things before she jumps.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
Would you like to push
Oh
that?
yeah.
I don't think so. If that's enough, I'm still.
That is enough to succeed.
Okay.
So. So you managed to jump over, and you even managed to avoid having to be bitten by the wolf to
She was
help you.
she was totally ready.
Definitely still do it.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, then give me a melee roll. No, I'm joking.
I was gonna.
Broken. I'm broken now.
Tieflings literally taste good. Nom nom nom.
Slightly charred. Yeah, it's like pre-smoked.
Wow, that's horrifying.
I love it.
Okay,
Give me more.
so yeah, Skitters is across.
Made it.
With the
I will forget him in a cave and cheer, actually just be bellow, cheer and do a little dance when she does that.
And there's a
like,
very
the
loud
echo.
echo.
Yeah.
like
Whoa!
Well,
This-
yeah. So
Whoa!
I guess she'll take a rock and just kind of slam the lightning on the other side
Okay.
where she's supposed to.
Yep, at around
Cool.
foot level and
I'm not
at
gonna make you
around
roll for
just
that.
holding level.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna make you roll for this. You're able to get them hammered in on both ends.
Okay.
And the others are able to get across without any danger.
She'll still kind of hold it just in case.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. We're across.
while you're holding it, I sniff your butt.
She's
Okay.
eating this. Skitter smells terrible.
Yeah, but I'm a wolf.
Huh?
So you smell great.
Oh, I mean, that's the first time
Okay.
she's ever heard that before. So
Quick question: who was carrying the torch across, and how were you doing it?
I was in my mouth.
So it's so it's not a very thick torch.
Actually, no, dude, that's you're human, your mouth is only so big. I'm like goblin, my
Also,
mouth is about the width of my head.
Okay.
Ah.
okay.
yeah. Yeah, maybe.
I am used to having
I
odd flavored things in my mouth.
I'm afraid of Synth hair catching on fire if things goes wrong.
Oh, that's pretty fair.
Yep.
Whereas
Whereas my goblin's bald, so he's like, ah.
Oh, the torch got bigger. Oh, why is it bigger? Oh, it's there.
So, Blat, I am going to have you make a move roll
I can do that.
as you're crossing.
Where's the thingy button? That button.
Would you like to push this? Okay. I will note that you're not at any risk of falling here.
It's whether I drop the torch or not, isn't it?
Yes. So, at one point, as you're coming across, the fire from the torch manages to burn you, and just kind of in that jump of pain, you let go, and the torch drops. Eventually, its light disappearing into the void.
But it does look like it's just a really dark hole. Like I can see the light going down, getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yes, before it just completely disappears, and there's no sound of it hitting any walls or anything.
Ow.
Sin,
Okay.
do you have more arrows?
I would say, can you see my back? And then I realized, oh shit, it's dark, so you can't.
All right, so yeah, so in lieu of like things, Skitter's just going to like take her dagger out and just kind of like cut a giant like chunk of her hair off, and like just kind of like hand it to him. Like,
where are you? Where? Oh,
she'll just like
there.
Wait, right, you're right there. Okay, gotcha. Tell you what, wrap it. No, don't wrap it. No. If you wrap it around arrows, the arrows are just gonna go woof, and that's gone. Wrap it around the top of me staff. I don't get asked that very often.
Blatt, where are you? Blatt.
I'll dunk him with a staff because I'm like right below him.
Oh shit!
Depending on how long we are in here, I can turn into a cow, and then we can wait for the cow patties to dry, and then we can burn those.
It's true.
I did eat grass.
You are not wrong.
How often can you shapeshift?
We're just doing it as often as she likes for the most part.
Cool, love it.
That'll be for the next torches, I guess.
Yeah,
Start it off with
this more gritty abilities of the animals she shifts into, because that's the 3rd level talent.
Yeah.
But
so I will wrap the hair around the staff, and then take out 2 arrows, try to feel around in the dark, and break off.
I'm gonna hand you out of my mouth the cloth that I ripped off of Skitters when I grabbed her butt to keep her from falling in, even though she wasn't. Also use this.
Place that on top.
Okay, so you've got something that'll burn a little longer than hair.
Woof, woof.
Yeah.
Wrap the hair around that.
Yeah.
Take 2 arrows, break off the arrowheads, and try to ignite a flame.
Okay.
Also, like, Skitters is gross, and her hair is probably super greasy. Probably has like stuff in it, so it's like.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
How
it's
do you all
just like get like
oily.
Smell the burnt hair to see if you get poisoned. Not really. Okay,
and what do you keep in your hair?
Everything, yeah. She's
So,
like, you just flash back to every time that she's like wiped her mouth with her hair and stuff like that.
You managed to create a somewhat rudimentary torch. It doesn't give off as much light as the last makeshift torch did. But
It's a miracle! I can see!
There is the scent of burnt, greasy hair lingering around you.
Skitter, what would you make this of, Skitter? This smells amazing.
Hair. And she'll just like
as soon as it's light,
oh,
you just see me like standing next to the wall peeing on it a little bit.
this is normal day to day for Blatt.
Poor Sid, we need to get Sid back to a town.
Walking into the chamber.
Is this what they told you in the Starlight Society when like you're going to be accompanying us? This is what you're going to deal with every day for your risk.
He was not prepared.
The Starlight Society is comprised of the best and the brightest.
I'm thinking.
I am holding a torch.
What?
I'm holding the torch. I'm the brightest.
Was Sin used to being the most grungy one of the group before? For this group?
Sin was used to actually.
Can Sin remember it?
He hasn't talked about it much, but a lot of what he said is he's used to a little bit more organization.
This is what one back in my old tribe. This is what one we called organized chaos.
Fantastic. Are we going?
As a rat's nest.
Going where? We're already here.
I don't have enough booze for this.
You don't have any boost of this anymore.
I know.
What? When we get back to somewhere, what we need to do is work out a way to make a portable still. Now, how that works, I don't know, because if it's still, how can it move? But hey, that's half the fun of magic, right?
I'm like doing the bouncy, jumpy like dog. Come on.
I think Sorry wants to.
I'm
go.
already inside. Like I'm just walking away. There's no light. Sin doesn't care at this point.
Taking the will away.
So as you get into this kind of spherical, you get into this spherical chamber. And it definitely feels like the platform you're walking on is rising up out of it, going into this stalagmite area. And you can kind of, like, with until Blatt gets in, you can kind of just barely make out a bit of a silhouette. But eventually, as you get up there, you notice there is a sword sticking in the rock. It appears to be made of some dark, stony material, somewhat obsidian-like. And there are just wisps of shadow kind of floating off of it.
Like a stick to me.
What's that?
It looks like a stick to me.
And then there are some vines, kind of. There are some vines growing in around the like the wall of this spherical chamber down below, and it seems like the wisps of shadow is kind of almost pouring off of the sword, going over the floor here, and dropping down onto the vines below.
Is it forming like a layer of fog?
A bit, but it doesn't accumulate a lot. It almost seems like it's seeping into the roots of the vines down below.
I'm just gonna go up to it and sniff it, and then grab it with my mouth and see if I can pull it out.
Give me an endurance roll when you grab it with your mouth.
Yep. What does it smell like? Because I sniffed it first.
It smells like acrid death.
Oh.
Tasty.
Would you like to push that?
Yeah, I will.
Come on. There we go.
Take 2 points of strength damage.
Oh shit!
Oh.
As
Uh,
you
Oh
chomp
no.
down on it, and it feels like you've just bitten into something incredibly acidic.
What happens when my strength is 0?
Oh no.
Your strength is broken. So
Is that how much
Broken
strength
strength.
Sorry has?
Yep.
It's 2. Oh my god. Okay.
so let's see here. Broken strength.
Oh no.
You are knocked senseless. Roll for a critical injury for the type of damage you suffered.
What's up? Oh. What is that?
So
I'm
if
sorry,
we
I'm a
look
dog.
at rules references,
good.
critical injuries, we're gonna call this a slash wound. So roll D66. There should be a button on the character sheet. 14.
Okay, that's oh, whoa.
Severed nose. So you're gonna take -2 to your manipulate skill. Or I'm sorry, -1 to your manipulate skill.
Oh no.
I
mean that's
somebody
that's
can
worse.
attempt to help treat this to get her out of the broken condition.
So what do we see when she bites on it?
So,
like, what's her
she
reaction?
chomps down on this, and the shadow that's kind of pouring off of this just kind of surrounds her muzzle a bit, and you just hear this yelp of pain. And as she kind of backs up, and you can see her nose by the torchlight, it looks like her nose has been burnt badly in this.
Oh my.
All right, so smoke is actually fire, but not.
And
We need to get that
sorry,
treated once we're out of here. Sorry.
So
I would have
there's
been able to dodge that.
Oh,
you can't dodge
right,
when you
how
fighting
long-
like this. Sorry.
how long does sense magic actually last?
So if you're so when you're looking into an individual thing, like you can automatically just kind of sense magic that's being used. If you're
Right.
looking into an individual thing, you'll have to cast it again.
Okay, specifically, this thing's pouring out shadow. As we get closer to it, is that basically that when it did her damage, was there a flare of magic?
Yes.
Right, that answers the question for me without me having to use willpower, because
So one thing I
I'm
do
suddenly
wanna do-
really glad I picked this path. Do I think it would be possible to use magical seal on someone to give them magical protection so that when they grab it, it might not do them as much damage?
Give me 1 second. So sorry, on your character sheet, there's a section for critical injuries. Go ahead and click the add button there. And then you will put it in as, so we're gonna, instead of calling it severed nose, we're gonna call it a burnt nose.
Oh.
That's gonna hurt.
And it is not lethal.
Correct.
Effects is going to be -1 to manipulate. So basically, people are looking at this this scarred, burnt place on your nose, and healing time is a D6.
Ooh.
So my manipulate was already at 0, and I can't.
So that means whenever you're trying to intimidate or charm anyone, you won't have to note it down on the thing here. But anytime you're attempting to intimidate anyone or charm anyone, you're going to be at a negative dice pool for that.
Okay.
Oh no.
Negative dice pools are successes on a negative dice count as negate.
Yes.
Ooh.
They're not fun.
Now, I will note, so you are broken at the moment. So I'm going to say that if your strength is broken, you're forced out of your shapeshifted form, so you're back to being a halfling, and you've still got this kind of burnt feeling to your nose, and it's very badly scarred.
I had to breathe through my mouth.
Ow. So I take when she comes back to halfling form, is that like 3rd degree burns?
It's
like blistered and charred and stuff?
Yes.
Oh, it's like severe frostbite in your nose.
Yeah.
Ow.
Should I roll the 1d6?
Let me double check exactly.
I just wrote down 1d6.
I'm pretty sure that you do roll a d6. Critical injuries.
Somebody else needs to roll a healing roll to help you, I believe.
Yes, that's for recovering on it. I want to note the healing time, specific effects that you suffer. Okay, so go ahead and give a d6. So you'll suffer the 5 days. So
Oh my god.
basically for 5
Yeah.
days.
Oh
you're
no.
going, even if so somebody can help heal and get the attribute damage back, but for 5 days while you've got that critical injury,
Quarter day resting does not heal broken
Correct.
abilities.
Correct.
Yeah.
And somebody has to help you within D6 hours or really bad stuff happens. You
so
could just die.
It's not a lethal critical injury.
Not yet.
So she's fine on
Not
that
yet.
front.
Ah.
But I
I
do
love how
recommend, because her strength is broken, I do
Yeah.
recommend somebody attempt to
Oh.
help heal.
Can
her.
What's
You have
So
some
Sin
balm.
sees this, and he's going to go over and pick her up,
Okay.
and carry her back over and lay her on the
Would
ground.
anybody like to attempt to apply some initial first aid and triage?
I think
healing
it
is
has to be-
empathy.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh,
Sin has
no.
empathy, right?
Sin, we'll give it a shot.
Sin, I think
Okay.
Sin might have this. Do we all have? I'm guessing we all have like 2 or 2 in.
This is
Three?
so this.
Oh, you are.
I,
Oh, you have 3.
So this is
I'm not entirely empathetic.
So Cassie, this is
Okay.
actually tied to his dark secret a little bit.
Okay.
So
Let me actually take a look at that.
Oh.
Hey.
I would roll 5 if I was rolling healing.
Yeah, I know. This
So
is probably.
so,
This is.
it's like indirectly tied to the dark secret.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Ooh, you might be able to help him, like lead him through healing you, Sin. You might be able to. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. God, you.
Sorry. I'm not more
Best
empathetic.
game.
yeah.
I love
But
Sorry
you might be
Sam.
able to lead him through it, so give him Sin a better chance of actually healing you.
That's
No,
fine.
Yeah.
don't put that one on it. Put this one on.
Yeah. Yep. Like not the dark, pungent one. That's acid.
Yeah,
So
you
Sin,
don't
go
want
ahead and
you
add-
don't want skitters to touch open wounds. It's probably bad.
Sin, go ahead and add a +1 to your healing roll. And
Okay.
give me a roll.
And Blatt hasn't washed his hands since he last cooked the meat, so yeah.
Bad. Oh,
Would you like
good.
to push it?
Yeah.
Yes.
On the
Yes.
Sin. And it was from the assist
So
dice as
basically what's
well.
happening
Sweet.
is each success you're gonna restore a number of points to the broken attribute. So right now you've restored 1 point to Sari's strength. So Sari, you are not broken anymore, though you do still have your critical injury for 5 days.
Okay.
Push it. Push it. Push it. Push it.
I'm like,
Push it. Push it.
I'm like opening her mouth and like putting like some food in it and just thinking, not again, not again, not again.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
You wanna push her?
Do I see her kind of like roused to? It's like
Yeah, she's definitely rousing. Like she
Please
was
don't
helping
get
you
two
through it
skulls.
Half the
Please don't
damage.
get two
I'm just-
skulls.
I'm not as pretty as I was before.
You'll be okay.
Don't get two skulls.
Okay.
And he instinctively goes and reaches for his flask, and he feels it empty, and kind of just sits back up against the wall and reaches in and clutches something else that's close to his flask in his cloak, and just
Fresh water. It's almost as good as ale.
So, Blatt, you wanted to protect somebody with a magical seal to attempt to pull the sword out?
I will glance around the group. Who looks the strongest other than me?
I'll do it.
No, no.
I feel fine
That
now.
almost killed you.
I feel fine now.
No.
No, I can totally.
No.
I also
So,
cast magical seal, so I don't know if that
oh,
can
cool.
help with this.
You may be able to assist, or one of us could.
What I'll say for
Can we assist?
what I'll say for assistance on this for general spells, because you don't share other spell schools. For general spells, I'll allow assistance, but basically the form it'll take is that the person assisting spends willpower to add to the main caster's willpower.
Yep.
But only on shared spells. And you do both have magical seal if you would like to go with that route.
Yep, I'll spend an hour to help you.
Sweet.
Because I can think real hard, but I don't feel like casting any spells right now. Because
yeah. What's Sin? How strong are you? I assume you're stronger than Black. Like from seeing you heft stuff and pick stuff up, are you like strength 4 or higher? Your Mike.
Sin is like wiry.
Okay, so as much as I'm actually, for such small stature, I'm actually quite strong for a goblin, I guess.
Would normally be pretty strong, but like that whole ordeal with the torch making.
Oh God! I just looked at my dark secret. All right, I'm casting it myself.
Oh wait.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Yep. So it's like cast it. I look about. Obviously, I look to Sid at first. Realize, I've seen him lifting wood and stuff like that, and what about evens? Look at Skitters. No, and I'm not even going to consider casting it. Sorry, because she's already hurt herself. So
okay.
There's no way I'd ever hurt herself again, and she's helping. So I'm like, okay, and I will put 2 power into it.
Okay, so you'll roll with 2 willpower.
Magical seal uses a piece of chalk, and I do have a piece of chalk.
Okay, cool. So that'll be +1 willpower. So you've got +1 willpower +1 from the chalk. You start out at a base of 1, and then you roll your 2 willpower dice, or your 2 gear dice for your willpower. See if that adds any.
So that's so that's a skill level and 2 for the bonus for the willpower.
Why
okay.
A skill level?
What's that?
Why a skill level?
I don't know. I put that in it, I think. Clear. Magical seal. Yeah, I don't know why I put it. This thing's janky. So yeah, I'm at 3 gear bonus then.
2.
I've got a piece of chalk.
Power level 3.
Oh, sorry. Piece of chalk's just an automatic +1 power, isn't it?
Yeah, your willpower sets how many dice you roll to see if you get overcast, essentially.
Ah.
So you're already at power level 3.
Cool. That's willpower 1, and then I'm at 2 gear bonus.
Yes.
One for the was that 1 for the chalk, 1 for the thing. Okay, cool. And roll. Fuck.
Okay,
oh, no.
So there is a miscast. So you do successfully cast it on yourself. So you've got your magic seal on you.
which is at what, power level 3?
Yes, it's at power level 3. Go ahead and give me a D66 to see how your magic mishap
Come on.
triggers.
Come on.
That was the same as last time.
Your
That's
magic
exactly
makes you
what I
very
rolled last
hungry.
time.
Yep.
I mean, that maybe. Let's see what this
I'm
is.
hungry again. This makes perfect sense.
It just makes you
I-
hungry.
Given my dark secret, this is not surprising. All right.
Okay.
So I'm just like cast. I'm just like, oh god damn, I could do with some food, but wow, that worked. I will give double thumbs up to sorry while glowing slightly.
Okay, and you're gonna try to pull it out of the
I
stone,
imagine,
or-
given that's per level 3, I probably haven't ever cast that quite as much. I'm probably doing that almost like what do you call it? The Dragon Ball Z, the smoking thing. I'm just smoking power, but it's a sort of green tinge to it because it's a mixture between nature and goblin. So I'm just like this green smoking power type looking thing, and my eyes are wide. I'm like, oh, this is awesome! Grab the sword and try and yoink it.
Okay.
Alright.
So
I
I'm
will
assuming
will
you're
hand my
grabbing it by
staff
the
to
hilt,
Skitters
not
or
by
Cinder.
the-
Yeah.
I assume you're not grabbing it by the blade.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not that stupid.
So I'm going to have you give me a might roll to pull it out.
Okay.
Very fitting howl right there.
God damn it.
Oh,
I will.
That
I
was
guess I'm
interesting.
pushing.
Did
Okay.
you try pushing it in just a little bit and then?
Right. Okay. Question here. Now,
superstition.
obviously, now this spell should last a little while,
Mhm.
but now pushing it, I assume, is pushing yourself beyond what you're capable of. Is it possible to sort of like step back, rub, wind up, and just try again after a little while, since we don't seem to be time pressed here? So I don't want to push it, but I want to try again.
Sure, that sounds fair.
Because I've seen what happens when you bite it in the wrong place or rush yourself.
Well, what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna go ahead and have you push it with that anyways. And we'll kind of use however many successes you have or don't have to see how long it takes you to manage to yank it out. And whether
So
there are any
continuous
pushes.
roll type thing?
Well, just go ahead and do a pushed roll. So it'll treat it as a pushed roll, and we're just gonna use that to see how much time.
That's why I didn't push it.
But so I'm gonna say, so might is strength based. So you yank it out. However, because
Okay.
of your magic seal, so there's a burst of this kind of shadowy fire as you yank it out.
Yep.
And you feel it press against your magic, but you're only taking the 2 bits from the pushed roll.
So I take the push roll, but not the magical damage that was
Correct.
obviously about to hit me in the face.
Correct.
That would have been real
Um,
bad.
Now, was that a little bit of damage, or am I glad that was a level 3 shield?
You're glad that was a level 3 shield.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yay!
Oh,
Sorry for
damn.
helping.
So this
Burn up my
sword.
nose.
So you hold it. It's a heavy sword.
Clunk.
And I will give
You
you.
can only make one now.
I will give you the proper stats for it. Probably after the stream because we're getting close to our wrap up time. But this is going to be the group's first magic item.
Ooh.
It is.
I hope it's a short sword.
It is going to have an artifact bonus on it. It's not a short sword. It's a long sword. It counts as a
Oh,
heavy weapon.
Oh man.
That's probably going to sin then.
Wow.
What happens to the
Or
magic in the room
Skitters.
when it's
So when
Oh.
you pull it off, the shadows kind of stick to the blade of the weapon. And around the it's no longer pouring off of it like it was before when it was in the when it was stabbed into the stone. And the fog down at the bottom has kind of started to dissipate a bit. And the oppressive atmosphere in this cave has lifted. And
They
then
put it
Vlad,
there on purpose?
Vlad, after this happens, after you've pulled it out,
Mhm.
you hear a voice in your head.
That's normal. Okay, what's it say?
You don't understand what it says. It's speaking, it's definitely got somewhat of an ominous ring to it, but the language sounds strange. It seems similar to Elvish, but
Not again.
it sounds like it seems similar to Elvish in the intonation and everything, but you can't make out a word of what it says. And it definitely doesn't sound specifically like modern Elvish. You've heard modern Elvish. It's not this.
Sounds like the sort of Elvish the really old ones would speak.
Possibly. Or something.
Or the sort of is it like the language that when the elves are casting magic, is it that kind of intonation?
Yes.
Oh bloody hell, it's a friggin' elf in this thing. Oi, get out me head! Do any of you speak Old Elvish?
No.
I'll repeat some of what it said out loud in some really grotesquely mangled version of the Elvish or something.
As a half elf, do I understand it?
No.
Okay.
You do recognize like
I can make a lore roll.
I
go ahead and
apologize
give me
that
a
I just
lore roll.
murdered the shit out of Elvish, but yeah.
Give me a lore roll, and we'll use that to determine how much you
Wait.
understand.
Can I get? I'm assuming that's only because he's Elvish.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
No.
Beast.
You know
like
what?
to
I'll
push
push it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll push it.
That's a shame. I just realized I've got 6 lore. Wow.
So that's
Did it
Uh,
push? Did it?
Yeah, it didn't push.
that's just.
Okay, I was like that. Ooh.
So it's now a dice pool of 3.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, ooh,
Okay.
ooh, that's a weird. Okay.
So you still can't really understand everything. You get bits and pieces talking about in the translation, and what you kind of figure out is very, very literal in terms of the words.
Yeah.
And you hear something about Sword of Shadows, End of Times, and Doomed Wielder. And just something about the words, like as Blatt says them and mangles them, you actually hear that voice in your head. And it's like screaming in your head, and you're dazed for a moment as it says.
These are all good words. All good words.
Great. We have the sword of the fucking apocalypse.
Ah,
That sounds like an apocalypse I'd want to be in.
Right?
Can we sleep? I can't promise I won't snore.
Blatt,
I think it's probably safe for us on this side now.
yes.
Blatt, do you want to have that elf in your head?
Well, you mean along with the other 4? Sure.
Okay. Just
This one's louder than the other ones, though. He doesn't shut up when I tell him.
that's fair. That's fair.
That said, I question this sword, as much as it's a long sword
Mhm.
with a shadowy type thing, is it lighter?
It is not.
Okay.
So longswords are one-handed weapons, and they do count as heavy weapons, though.
But since Blatt is so short, did he need 2?
No,
And it.
Okay. I was just
Yeah.
curious.
that would be amusing, though.
That's the vision I had.
That might end up the style anyway.
I'm sorry, Marathi, but I love that. I love that visual.
Okay,
But
so
I'm not a sword, I don't know how to use it. Kind of.
so would you like to take this chance to? Would you like to use the evening quarter day to sleep?
Yes.
Yes, I think.
Is anybody going to keep watch during this? Okay, I will note that you do have like that void is still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we've forgotten the void.
Oh,
so
the void. Yeah.
So you do have that natural barrier if you all wanted to sleep.
So nothing's going to get across unless it can use the ropes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how long is our torch gonna last?
Not throughout the whole night of sleep.
No.
We should probably head back out again.
Yeah, that might be good.
I mean, if you want to leave the cave to sleep, it's not going to take an extra quarter day or anything. You
Yeah,
just
let's.
leave it. I just want an
Yeah.
idea of where you're at before we.
Yeah, because we're gonna be out of luck once this hair torch is burnt out.
Yeah, we should.
Have sunshine.
What part's burning? Is it the hair or is it the
It's the cloth. The hair burnt up very quickly because it was hair.
Okay,
The answer, Sin, is yes.
fair.
Also, technically, it's the top of my staff, so it is wooden. So the top of my staff's going to be charred.
Yeah, so you can't.
Not a big deal.
Charred like Saria's nose.
Oh,
Oh. Hashtag
5 days. 5 days.
So, you come out of the cave. It's,
Remember to actually collect the rope and stuff on the way back.
I
I'll take care
assume
of
that
that.
you did.
Cut it off.
Okay, so you make your way back and you're out of the cave, and almost immediately it seems like the sounds have returned to the woods. Before there was no sound of like insects or anything at all, and now you can kind of hear springtime insects in the woods over here.
And I try and take a deep breath in through my nose. Oh.
Oh no.
So it smells really good. It's perfect. Yep. It smells adorable again.
Smells
We
like
need to
burnt
get
flesh.
ourselves to some water so we can get that cleaned up properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please.
So would you like to use your evening?
What is that way?
Would you like to use your evening quarter day to sleep then? Do you want to move somewhere first, or
This seems like a reasonably
This is
safe
okay.
sort of like area to sleep in. Given this is where the warg was, and technically there's still a dead warg over the. No, it's not because it's shadowy.
yeah,
Anyway,
it disappeared.
there was a nasty warg here. I'm guessing as much as animals are animals, wolves are generally quite smart. They're probably going to steer clear here for a while anyway.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we do have that sword. That sword is
Smoking!
still kind of like reeks of that kind of magic.
So,
Maybe.
are you doing anything to sheath the sword somewhere, or are you just kind of holding onto it at this point?
Actually, Sin, could I was about to say borrow, but it's kind of like a long-term borrow. Could I have one of those pelts, please?
Have.
My bag, and they'll pull out a pelt, and it's kind of like already like wrapped up. I'm guessing.
Makes sense.
And
Yeah.
I'll hand it over.
And you're good at like cutting these things and stuff like that. How good are you at working them? Are you like a like a
Wrap
leather
it
smith
up
or
and-
something?
I wasn't in charge of that.
All right. Well, can you help us? I'll use like the actual leather to like wrap it up like a scabbard, hook it up round at the bottom, and I do actually have like the boyer kit will come with like like some needles and like twines and all that, and I'll actually it's not gonna make it a scabbard, but like curl it up and like wind off the bottom, I guess, to stop the sword from poking out.
Yeah, sure.
I was just gonna suggest sticking it in the sword, sticking the sword in the wrapped pelt, and you call it a day. Wrapped up in a spiral.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the easy way of doing it. But if you do this and then you can string it across me back.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to take a quarter.
It's like
of
if
the
I stick this
so
thing at my waist, and it's going to be dragging along the ground. Go on. It's like if that'll leave a track. It's like what's this we're following? Well, it's like 4 people and some sort of like one-legged sloth. I don't know.
But it'll look really fucking funny.
So what we'll go ahead and
It's
do
true.
is we will pick up the evening quarter day not next week, because next week we won't be here. I unfortunately have some work stuff that is going to be making me unavailable. We will be back the week after next, which will be the 27th. So when we get back for that, we will do the evening quarter day. And other than that, anybody have anything before we wrap up?
So we're not sleeping yet.
No, we'll do that on the 27th in our next session.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you all for coming by. This was a pretty fun session for me. I'm a little sad at the death of my warg because I love puppies. But yeah, and after we wrap up here, I will go through and do experience and everything. And for everybody who's watching, thank you for coming by. I've had a lot of fun running this today, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bye. Oh, one thing I do want to note, thank you to Sirenscape for the audio that we've used throughout the session. It hasn't been very loud. I don't know how audible it was on the stream, but Sirenscape provides some really good music, and I've enjoyed using it for this. So I will see everybody in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.